right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for podcast number 46. And this one's about RTX.
Yes, RTX Austin specifically.
Yes. What is RTX Austin?
Well, it's a convention put on by this awesome company called Rooster Teeth.
If you haven't heard of them, they're pretty legit.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to be going there.
Yeah.
So
we're going to be there, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple things specifically that we are there for, like additional reason other than the pure enjoyment of fun and stuff. Convention. So we're going to tell you about that in this podcast here. But before we do that, we got to give a shout out to one of our new VIP patrons,
Mimi Nagi.
Mimi Nagi. Yes, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it so much.
Means the world to us.
Means the world to us.
Yeah.
And make sure to get on the Discord if you haven't yet. It might not be for you, but there's an exclusive channel there. It's pretty cool. We can chat and stuff. All right. So RTX. It starts from August 3rd and goes to the 5th.
Right.
But we are going to be there kind of sandwiching around those days. Yes. We arrive on the 2nd. We arrive on the 2nd. We probably won't be out and about as much on the 2nd.
Getting everything situated.
Getting ready. But we
Mentally
will be
preparing ourselves.
Yeah, but we will be there a couple days afterwards. And in that time, a couple days afterwards, we'll be able to do meetups and all kinds of other stuff. So details coming on that. But first off, foremost, if you want to follow us with anything going there, we will not be streaming or recording anything.
Right. Yeah.
That's a great thing to bring up. But where can they find a lot of the ways to follow us, Jacob?
Well, so we do have a Twitter, so there's that, and we recently got YouTube community post privileges.
Finally.
So we can basically send messages out to you guys all through there, so keep tabs on that.
Keep tabs on that. It'll come up in notifications, but be sure to ring the bell if you haven't yet, because you have a higher likelihood of actually seeing those posts.
Exactly.
And then the Discord. So if you're already a patron of ours, make sure you're in that Discord.
Because we have a conventions channel under there, so we can, And
we'll be sending all kinds of stuff there, pictures, just general things like news.
Yeah, pictures, of course, will also be on Twitter, too,
Right. We're trying to get everything to all the places as possible, but more of the conversation will be happening in the Discord.
Yeah, you can't really have as much of a conversation on Twitter.
Right. So those things are going to be more of just kind of sending news out there.
But we're going to be doing something pretty cool while we're at RTX.
Yeah, on the very first day.
On the very first day.
Like one of the very first panels, actually.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be there on not necessarily in the audience kind of way.
What the heck? So we have a panel, Jacob?
Yeah. That's what I hear. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Now it's not our panel. It is hosted by David, aka Portal64. He's the owner of Vitalcast.
Yes.
It is a Ruby, anime, Rooster Teeth kind of centric podcast. We've been on it a couple times. It's pretty fun. But he's going to be hosting that, and we're on there for a community panel, and it's going to be really cool.
Pretty cool. So make sure to crash it, or whatever. Do all that stuff to make us uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly. It's the first day, so August 3rd, 12:30 to 1:30. We're going to be discussing all things Ruby related. There'll be some Q&A stuff there. We'll talk about channels and just kind of the online YouTube community as a whole. But there's going to be a lot of other people there that are really awesome. We have Sunny, aka Elephants Are Tasty. Follow her on YouTube and Twitter and stuff. We have Brianna from Fandom Reactions, awesome reaction channel. And also Lorelei Lee from her reaction channel and stuff as well. She's pretty legit. And then of course us.
Last and certainly least us.
These two guys here. Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
But this will be one of the first and fastest ways for you to hang out with us, chat with us, interact with us, because we're going to be making sure that after the panel, we find
hang out with you guys.
Whatever ways we can to hang out with you guys. So that's the best way if you want to basically connect with us and then kind of all hang out as a group as we go around to panels at RTX and stuff.
Just have some crazy time that has no semblance of sanity.
Yes, but also you guys have heard the rumblings of our Ruby card game that we made and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And basically I've gotten the okay from Rooster Teeth that as long as I'm not selling it, it's totally okay for me to share it. With you guys and play it and stuff.
Play it and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna bring it to RTX so we can potentially even show some of those people there. Hey, we got some creative stuff there. But if you want to play with us, if you want to come and do that and stuff, we've we've got the ability to
Right.
play at the very least 2-player, potentially 4-player,
And maybe
Pretty cool.
even 8-player.
Maybe not.
That might be a bit crazy.
That might be a
even
bit of a
for our
stretch.
standards.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know.
But anyways, that'll be pretty cool. So the Vitalcast panel will end at 1:30. We can hang out as a group then afterwards. The main thing that we're trying to hit on Monday is the Ruby panel,
Right,
which is way later in the day, way later.
So we've got some time in between there, like even taking into account like needing to get from one place to the other and getting in line and all things like that.
Yeah, we could even take an early spot in line at the Ruby
and
panel
just, like, play
and just
cards.
camp out and play cards.
Yeah.
Talk about anime, talk about whatever. And that's gonna be really cool. Like we're excited about going to the convention and like seeing all the cool stuff and everything. But what I think is gonna be really fun is the in between panel stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're
Oh, yeah.
interacting
Yeah.
with you guys and stuff. So if you're coming, like be sure to make it to our community panel. It's like one of the very first panels at the very beginning of everything.
And if you do see us there, absolutely say hi. When I was at Anime Expo, there was someone who mentioned that they saw me there, but I looked like really busy and frazzled and stuff, so they didn't come up and say hi. And I will admit, I was. But still, like, if you see us, come say hi, because that is amazing to get to talk to you guys.
Yeah, we'll be roaming around and stuff like that. But if you see us, you want to ask questions, grab a hug, a picture, or whatever, like please come over and say hi. We'll be the two tall dorks walking around, like downing like
Hopefully
tons
it's not
of
too
like
hard to spot us.
tons of like protein shakes and water, like constantly.
Because
That's
August.
That's our game plan at the very least
In
to
Austin.
to survive in Austin in the heat wave. Good grief, it's gonna be crazy.
And one of the things that's kind of crazy when we think about the fact that this is happening is how this all basically came about.
I know, right?
For those of you that have like been around for a while, you might remember this was one of our early Patreon goals to actually have a meetup, right? And go to a convention to see all you guys. Way back forever ago, right? And we're now finally able to get to the point where we're
basically
making it happen.
exactly a year ago.
Yeah, almost exactly, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah.
Crazy.
And that is absolutely humbling and incredible that we actually get to do this with you guys. Because again, this would not happen without you guys. So thank you so much.
So much.
And again, come say hi.
Yes, like
because
that's gonna be.
We want to see
best.
you guys.
Like we first started, the Patreon and be like, oh, that'd be a cool like thing. We could go to events and stuff, and meet up with people.
Interested in actually supporting us.
Maybe we'll bump into that one person and stuff like that. But the idea that Jacob went to Anime Expo and like people approached him. People were like, really "Oh, surreal. You," and that's just like crazy. We're so thankful for you guys. You guys are the ones that made it that we could even be here and doing this.
We are able to, just go after our dreams and do all this crazy stuff and watch and talk about anime for a living. And that is amazing. So thank you so much because again, this cannot be overstated. It would not happen without you guys.
Yeah, so thank you all so much. It really does mean a lot. We love you all. We love you all to death. It's getting me giddy, the idea, thinking that like I've already met one of the guys down in Austin. Shout out to Matt, aka Frosted Seal, on Discord.
I'm gonna get to meet him too.
Yeah, you'll get to meet him too and stuff. And yet, like knowing that he's probably not going to be the only one there. That's just so cool. So
I mean, it could be something where there's like 2 other people.
I mean,
who knows? We don't know how many of you guys are going to be going there.
But the one thing that we did say that we have somewhat in place is that if you are going to RTX, your flight probably doesn't leave like immediately after, but just in case it has you leaving like the day after, that's the time where we're going to be having a little bit more freedom to have a more open-ended meetup. Because we're going to be there a couple days after. I think it's 2 days minimum.
Like that.
So what we'll do is we'll like find a place near the Austin Convention Center. We'll grab it. We'll basically say this is our space or
figure
what have
something
you.
out based on how many people are there, kind of thing.
Totally. And then we'll basically just get to use that as a place to hang out, have food, chat, do whatever. And stay tuned on our YouTube community posts, on Twitter, and if you're in the Discord, especially there, because that's where most of the conversation, the dialogue will be taking place.
Yeah.
But It's exciting. RTX.
It's
happening.
Yeah.
And
this is gonna be your first convention.
This is my first convention, guys. Like
RTX, pretty good place.
I'm so nervous. Like when I think about the logistics of it, because I'm so like paranoid about like organization and stuff, because I'm bad at it. Like I'm like, oh, how am I gonna make this work? But
don't worry, you sweet summer child.
Yeah, I will come out of this alive
with a little bit of sanity.
Yeah, just a semblance of it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna shift over into the Q&A section of the video. Now, remember, how can they get their questions over to us, Jacob?
Well, you can ask your questions for the next podcast in the comment section of this one.
Yeah.
And then for the next podcast, we'll go through them. Hopefully, get them back to you.
Yep.
So,
now, to be like perfectly like clear here, we will not be doing a podcast next week.
Right.
On Monday.
That's true.
So these questions will be answered in 2 weeks from now, because we will be in RTX during the time of what would be the next podcast. So hey, you have 2 weeks then to leave plenty of comments or plenty of questions if you think of them while we're at RTX.
And that's a good point. That means we will also be a little bit late on some currently airing shows as well.
Correct.
Like My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, because we won't be in a place where we can record.
Yep. But all the other stuff should be okay. Should be totally fine.
And then we'll play catch up as soon as we get back.
Yep. Totally. All right, so first question is from Wiley Coyote. Do you guys see the Chimera Ant arc surpassing York New City? Yes and no.
No, and here's why I would say no. When I think about an arc surpassing another arc, I think about the arc that I would most want to go back and rewatch, right?
Oh.
And the York New City arc is amazing. Like I could see myself watching that arc 4 or 5 times easily and not getting tired of it, right?
Yeah.
But with this one, because it takes place over such a long period of time, I feel like there will be points that will be better than the York New City arc. But as far as like my favorite arc as a whole, the York New City will still be my favorite.
Right, and I'm going to say yes and no because of what you mentioned there, is that I think that because this is later in the story, I think Togashi realize a lot of his mistakes that he made in previous arcs, and he gets better with his writing overall. The main thing, though, that I feel like he suffered with as he kept going was he's still trying to figure out his pacing deal, and we haven't finished the Chimera Ant arc. So the main thing I want to basically put out there is that until we finished it, we can't really say, but because this is person asking for speculation, yes, I could see it surpassing it.
Sure. Yeah,
it would have to do a lot. It would have to also fix, I would say, like a little bit of the size problem of the arc.
Right, because it's still in build-up mode, and it's this far into the arc.
By making the execution of the build-up be well worth the wait.
Right.
So York New was more like a thriller, kind of having things
the build-up
like
had
every
happened in
5
previous
episodes
arcs and all that
happen or so. That was pretty intense. But it was also a lot shorter. So we're biased towards that. So right now, York New is still my favorite arc overall. Because it's just so good.
Come on.
But I do have to admit, the York New arc required build-up from previous arcs in order for it to work.
Yeah, it is very true.
So in some ways, you could say if we combined the previous arc or so with the York New, then they would be about even.
I almost want to consider the Chimera Ant arc to be split into 2 pre-King arcs, and then Marilyn being
the
around.
Queen section and the King section.
Right. Yeah,
I agree. And then whatever comes after the King, or like
however that would work.
Whatever's coming up at the the later parts. So it's unclear. It's unclear. Nico GCID.
Right.
What is your favorite non-anime TV show? Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Well, let's say no Avatar: The Last Airbender or Ruby, just to make it interesting.
And what non-anime TV shows are you interested in watching in the future? I would say Game of Thrones is an easy answer. There's a lot of ones that are kind of easy answers, like Firefly. But the thing is that I think those are good spectrum kind of things there. I love short, character-focused drama stuff there that doesn't get into repetitive, formulaic plots for the episodes.
I don't know about favorite, but I really liked... I mean, the ones you mentioned are, of course, amazing, but I also really loved the first season of Daredevil and the first season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, those were really good.
I really liked those.
It's really weird how a perfect first season can like not be really carried though in the future. Like Stranger Things
sequel
season
syndrome
2. Yeah, I know, but Stranger Things season 2 was such a weird like improvement in like most every way from season 1, and yet like also such a sequel, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So like I totally am with you with Stranger Things season 1. I think also the novelty of it made it a little bit a little bit more special.
Yeah. As for in the future, though, maybe Legion? I don't know.
I'm really excited for us to watch Westworld.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Westworld might be, like, better than Game of Thrones to us.
If it is...
Like, I think it could
I love Android-type stories or
like,
whatever.
Anything with some kind of, like, sci-fi element that questions reality.
Or like,
has
humanity. Like
themes or what have you. Yeah. Tanya, the future writer, asks, "Hi, Caleb. Hi, Jacob. You guys make my day brighter, so thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here are my questions. What do you guys think about the tool of breaking the fourth wall, and do you think it can work in books?" Ooh, in books.
Short answer, yes, because you can do pretty much anything in storytelling. The question is how do you make it something that you should do?
I'm scared of breaking the fourth wall in anything that I'm putting serious work into. Because when I think I'm breaking the fourth wall, I kind of let my quality go down intentionally because I think that the reader doesn't care as much about taking it as seriously.
One way that I've seen a lot of books do it is they don't necessarily do it in the traditional sense of like a character staring at the camera, but with like say Narnia, for instance, they'll treat the story as if it's something that really happened, even though it very clearly didn't. Right. So they'll talk about the author's interaction with the characters, right, as sort of an interview thing of, oh yeah, tell me more about, you know, your time on the Dawn Treader, you know, Lucy Pevensey, right?
That's a cool way to do it. I remember when I was concepting an idea for a story, it went nowhere. It was pretty bad. But the idea was that the story would break the fourth wall in some ways because the hero and their group would become self-aware. They would become aware that their actions were dictated by a transcendental entity that
much like the hand of God.
Yeah, exactly. And they would reject that.
Gotcha.
And then the story would have a crazy like ending kind of thing that I could never figure out. Gotcha. I liked the idea, and yet I could never write it.
Gina. So now we have the new opening for Attack on Titan. What is your personal favorite so far?
The first one.
First one. I mean,
it was so good.
Like, I feel like the only reason people can say something other than the first one is because either when they got into Attack on Titan, they were already kind of sick of the opening because it had been like, you know, they'd heard it, memed, and they'd heard it so many times, or just because people forget about how amazing the first opening was.
The second one had some very good improved visuals in it.
The first season opening or the second one of the first season?
The only one in the second season.
Gotcha. Yeah,
the third one technically.
That one was really good. And this new one's really good. But like that first opening, like, yay, guys!
Yeah, the first opening is the answer, Pock Parks. Oh, sorry. Lurquian asks, "Here's my question. Have you noticed that Erwin Smith and Jotaro have the same voice actor?" I think that is something I noticed a while back. But I never brought it up again because it wasn't like, oh, cool. Because I think that Jotaro and Erwin are like great characters, but they're not like my characters that I like. Freak out the most.
Gotcha.
Or maybe at the time when I figured this out, Jotaro was still kind of like, ugh, I'm edgy.
Right,
and I didn't think he was as cool as much. Yeah.
Well, right, whereas Erwin Smith, it's like, come on, the very fate of humanity rests on that man's eyebrows.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I know for a second, I know immediately that I don't have to ask whether or not this person's talking about dub or sub, because Jotaro in the dub is Matt Mercer,
right?
And that's
and
hilarious thing.
Titan, he's not Erwin Smith, he is Levi.
Yep, exactly. Pock Parks asks, gun to the head. You two have to react to one of the big three, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, to completion. That's including all the recaps, all the flashbacks, all the out-of-nowhere filler arcs, all jokes, but seriously, spin revolver barrel, pick one, and why. Okay, I think it's actually pretty easy. Because there's only one that we both haven't seen.
Right, which is
One Piece.
But here's the thing, and One Piece would absolutely be my choice.
Yeah, same.
Except for this comment that I have to put out there that might be enough reason to not choose One Piece, because
Okay.
I think I could end up enjoying One Piece a lot, certainly a lot more than rewatching Bleach or Naruto, since I have seen some of Naruto. But One Piece is really long, much longer than the others, and it's still going.
Yeah,
Now,
but
at
the
52
thing is,
episodes of progress a year,
oh,
how long would it take us to catch up? A long time. Like
15 years.
Yeah, like that would
Minimum.
Like-
No. Catch up? No, because then there would be stuff that would come out in that
Exactly.
time. So we would never end.
Yeah.
We would die.
So for that reason and that reason alone, I would choose Bleach, because I feel like there could be some nostalgia value of going back to it, and also we'd have that different perspective, so we would be able to talk about it also from the standpoint of, oh yeah, I remember, where I was at when I first watched this episode and things like that.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. But
Okay.
yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Crazy question. I love it.
JP Russell asks, are there any shows left that you guys are interested in reacting to which Caleb has seen but Jacob hasn't, a la One Punch Man? Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Teen Titans.
Yeah, I haven't
it's
seen
one
that
that
one.
he has not seen. I think that it is criminally underrated. I know that it has a niche fan base out there, and actually, you know why we should do that specifically? Because it just got announced that they're doing a 6th season.
Wait.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
The original Teen Titans is coming back, people.
Oh. So
Get
it's
hyped.
So it's not the super edgy Titans.
No. I'm talking about the Cartoon Network
Okay.
Teen Titans,
Huh.
not Teen
Cool.
Titans Go.
Right.
The original Teen Titans. It has a lot of filler. I'd say about 30% of the show could pretty much be cut, and you wouldn't really hurt the overall plot. But there
about,
are
like-
some great characters and character moments in this show that it's no Avatar, mind you, but it has some really cool things to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little Duck. What color lightsabers would you guys have? Also, what is your favorite bounty hunter from all of Star Wars?
Oh, all of Star Wars.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. We might
have to think about
We might
this
have
for
to
a bit.
flex on
So-
you our Star Wars knowledge
so
as well.
for color of lightsabers, though.
Okay, so whenever I
Not
play
specific lightsaber crystal, just
Yep,
color
yep,
of lightsaber.
yep. So when I played KOTOR, one of my favorite things to do was to get cyan,
cyan?
colored lightsabers.
Okay.
And I love the original trilogy look of Luke's lightsaber before they fixed the special effects and all that, where it was
sort of
blue,
faded blue,
but it
like
was
it's-
really like white blue, like
Where it's like this lightsaber looks old.
it was cyan basically.
Yeah.
It was not dark blue where they had like Obi-Wan's and Anakin's in the prequels and
Right.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I would. And it's funny that you say cyan, because whenever I think of like a specific lightsaber crystal, I would always think like Heart of the Guardian, which was the second one, because I just thought that one was so cool from original KOTOR 1.
You want a fire one, like an orange one or something?
No.
Right?
Okay.
Oh,
No. Okay. If it was an actual Baraban get like fire
Yeah,
crystal,
yeah.
then I would choose that. But apart from that, I would just want something that was silver.
Silver.
Because that was one of those ones that was always like so stupid rare in the games. When you got it, it was so cool.
Yeah, I remember the Nextor crystal.
Yeah, the next door one.
That was silver,
Yep.
but it wasn't a color. It was like an improvement. one.
Right.
But this is RPG stuff randomly, so you don't want to hear
Yeah.
about this.
And then-
but favorite bounty hunter from all
hunter.
of Star Wars. So
Okay.
so we could go
Okay.
off here. So the easy picks from the movies that people
Would
say
be like Boba
are
Fett
like
or
Boba Fett,
Bosk
Jango,
or IG-88 or
yeah, IG-88 is actually pretty legit in the
pretty
books.
legit.
Like he's
Zam Wessel's pretty cool. Aura Singh's pretty cool. But
Yeah,
okay,
there's
Dengar
some-
has a sniper, which
Yeah.
is just nice. But
there's some cool ones in the Clone Wars too.
yes.
There's
Hondo Anaka wasn't
Hondo
a bounty
Anaka
hunter. He
was
just a
a
mercenary.
crime guy.
There's
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
Yeah.
There's
we could get also into the
there's-
Old Republic stuff. There's a lot of
well,
bounty hunters
yes.
there that were pretty legit.
There's also Dirge, which like his beginning into the Star Wars like wasn't like the best necessarily, but like I always liked the Gendai, so there was that.
and it's pronounced Gendai. It's not Gendai.
Yeah,
whatever.
or Jenna Harden, or no.
Well,
or,
that
wait.
was the next thing I was going to bring up.
Genna Harden. Yeah, nothing like that. Okay, the
Yeah.
Genna Harden. Anyone?
Genna
But they're more
Harden.
assassins. Like,
Well,
Like, they
did it for money, but yeah, they wouldn't
Yeah.
be on a bounty hunters guild
or
anything like that.
or maybe they'd be a subsection of bounty hunter because they only take
sure.
bounties when it's like to kill, but then they usually do it for like the political stuff too. So-
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of bounty hunters out
Yeah.
there. One of the things that we really like about bounty hunters is that they're usually put into the story to be a third party group to offset the villain protagonist kind of
What about-
thing going there.
HK50,
But-
the entire model line.
But like I think that okay. Well, the thing is, Jacob, is that that's not a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Again, it's an assassin.
Well, no, those
hunter
were
killer.
bounty hunters. Like they were like hired to go after.
Well, yeah. If we
you.
want to get a little meta here,
Like-
when Revan Hutt had basically bounty put on Jedi Knights' heads for his soldiers and his specific group of Jedi killers, HK-47. He killed a lot of Jedi.
did, yeah.
And
And-
shout out to one of the best fan-made Star Wars characters in existence
Ever.
in HK-47.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you don't know who we're talking about and you have any semblance of Star Wars
You should
fandom
check
in your
out
blood,
HK-47. All the robots, all the droids that have been coming out in like recent Star Wars movies
are
have basically
ripped
just
off
been
of him.
trying.
They're trying to rip off
him.
Yeah.
Also, the HK-51 droids. If you got the Telos Restoration Project thing and did that
Yeah,
whole thing, those
yeah.
looked really sick.
Yeah. I think that I actually have to go with IG-88. His whole uprising thing is pretty
Trying
legit.
to take over the Death Star.
Well, there's a lot of crazy things that they did in the EU, guys.
It's just
I
stuff.
do like Boba Fett. I just have to say, Boba Fett in the books had some really cool moments. But we're going off a little bit long on this one there.
Wait. Just one last one to finish this. Oh, okay. Okay. Calo Nord is amazing, but no,
I'm
no.
kidding. Who?
The dual knife wielding one from that one Star Wars campaign you did that we gunned down before we could get into melee with us. That was great.
Well, so yeah, that's the other thing is that we played a lot of Star Wars
Like
tabletop
tabletops?
RPG.
Yeah.
So some of my favorite bounty hunters might be my own creation. Just saying, who was the dick that was hunting you guys on the planet that had the battle suit armor?
It wasn't Jiraiya. They were very similar, but it was I can't remember.
Well, yeah. So he's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. Too.
Oh yeah, he was a great antagonist. I hated him so much.
Yeah, I basically created him to piss off Jacob.
Because and
Jacob
did a great job.
Jacob has a bit of a gear frenzy. Like when he sees armor, he's just like hard on.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he wants it.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, I put it on a character that was constantly
like
running
away
from
and
his
like,
reach.
Yeah.
So even when they fought, it was never a question of whether or not Jacob.
No matter how hard I tried, and I tried.
You tried,
but yeah.
All right, great question. Next is from
Spear.
Lucas Spear.
Hey, Caleb and Jacob, you guys have a couple milestones coming up soon, like your 50th podcast or the
Cool.
anniversary of the podcast starting on August 21st.
That's
50,000
awesome.
subs and the 2-year anniversary of you guys uploading your very first video on October 22nd, 2016.
Wow.
You know your stuff.
Thank you.
Are there any kind of celebration things you guys are going to do?
I'm gonna eat a really big burger.
I can get behind that.
I can get behind that. So there was a picture we shared with some of the people in our Discord.
I think it was on Twitter too, actually.
I think it might have been on Twitter too. Yeah. It was a 2-pound burger that Jacob had. I think we'll be like typical Americans and just go pig out at a place with a.
We don't want to like do some sort of like giant Toblerone thing or something or.
Like you all deserve this giant Toblerone, and it's basically a stream of us just trying to finish it. That'd be disgusting. Like that'd be absolutely disgusting. A stream would be even worse too, because you'd see us being like, oh, like sick midway. There are Toblerones like that. They're like 10 pounds.
No, I know.
I think they're even bigger too. There's one
they're like 10 pounds.
10 pounds, yeah. But they're like,
It's the whole
huge.
you don't deserve this giant Toblerone thing.
no one deserves it.
No one does.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
TBD.
Sen Ogino. Ogino, that's right. How do you stop procrastinating when you don't have the self-discipline to follow your plans? Let's answer this question later.
That was funny.
Accountability partners.
Yeah, I think that you have to set goals that are non-negotiables, that are really small.
That are concrete. You know whether you've done them or not.
Yeah, and the main thing is you kind of have to switch your life to be goal-oriented. So
you switch off the choice factor. Like, you can't be thinking about whether you're going to do it or not.
Right, that helps as well. But the thing is this is when you are in the procrastination. You are currently procrastinating, and you need to stop because you don't have the self-discipline. You need to basically go back to the drawing board and set goals in place for the purpose of building self-discipline, because you can't do it without self-discipline.
Right.
Because you can have the accountability partners, but you know basically what a person or who a person is when they're alone and they have no one making them do anything.
We are like water. We sink to the lowest point unless we force ourselves up higher.
Yep.
Yeah.
So raise the floor.
Yeah, keep it really small. Like, even something as simple as, like, for me with writing, sometimes I would do something I'd be like, no, I don't want to write right now. And I'd be like, okay, a goal. What's a goal I can achieve? Okay, can you, like, stand up? Okay, I can do that. Can you walk over to your chair? I can do that. Can you sit down? You know, and then just keep going until I've actually started.
Yeah, you need to be able to do that in the moment, but also, like, when you're thinking about this as a plan and stuff.
Yeah.
Your plans are probably a bit too big. Just make a plan to, like, sit down at a place and, like, take notes of, like, whatever it is you're
just focus on what's right in front of you.
Yep. Hyun Woo asks, I love these podcasts more than your discussions. Aw, thanks.
Thank you.
I think. Have you read any? What are your favorite books that specifically made you lethargic after finishing them?
What did they possibly mean? Cathartic or lethargic? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Let's answer both.
Okay, because I think it has to be a positive things like, what are your favorite books?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So the first part was, have you read any? I would say no. I have not read any books that made me lethargic after finishing them.
Except I didn't finish them.
I love reading, like, basically anything.
Oh.
If I start reading it, I'm probably gonna finish it. I've almost never, like,
for the most part, for me too. Yeah.
I've never, like, put down a book and been like, well, I'm not gonna read this. It's usually like, if I can get to the first page, I'm already reading the first page because I have this weird.
And then you might as well just read the rest of it.
Just read the rest of it.
But like, especially like cathartic. Since I guess that
I'm
I think
assuming this is a
Chronicles of Narnia was a really big thing when I finished it.
I don't know off the top of my head, so
gotcha.
Good question, but I'm not able to answer it.
Man Alive is also a good one by G.K. Chesterton.
Yeah. Shamal Williams. Hey, Caleb and Jacob. I'm going to art school to get into a career of animation.
Way to go.
Awesome. If when I graduate, would you guys let me work for you? Without pay, because your videos are payment enough. Oh my gosh. Also, Jacob, would you like an anime adaptation or anime animation adaptation of your book? Holy crap. Okay, so hold on. Before we, like, start, like, making big promises here, like, dude, like, you go and you kick ass at this art school and like, get like, those animation skills
chops,
coming. You deserve, though, to be paid for work that you do, regardless of whether or not it's a passion project or something that you're doing for a friend or someone that you really care about. You should receive some form of compensation for your work.
If you want to do, like, fan animations while you're in school or whatever, cool, more power to you.
Right,
you know,
we will totally, like, get you help with, like if you're like, hey, Jacob, help me describe this character in the book, because I need to be able to draw them well enough to do an animation. Totally ask us questions, get involved with the community, send us DMs on Twitter and stuff.
If you're going into animation, you should really check out the Critical Role D&D Beyond animation for their second campaign. As far as little short animations go,
it's really good.
Like, though. It's really good. Like, I'm sure it took them a
more
ton
than
of time
one
to
person
make.
worked on that.
Yeah,
a lot more.
But still.
But hey, like, totally. Like, we will totally accept any and all gifts or anything. But, like, if you were wanting to, like, actually work for us,
like, I mean, we have always dreamed of, like, doing some sort of, like,
absolutely
story of our own.
We
if that
have
involves
we have
animation
we
or
have
something.
projects, and guys, this is a great kind of point to bring up this topic here. We hit our milestones on Patreon way faster than we thought we were going to.
Way faster.
There are a couple projects that we're working on that are like sort of being worked on because
But it's like,
they're in limbo because Jacob needs to finish his book.
Uh-huh.
Once his book's finished, then we can look towards other things. I'm working on some of those things there, but it's more like I'm prepping the foundational work.
Right.
But if you have some kind of creative talent or skill that you're like, hey, I would love to partner with the Semblance Bros, shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Let us know what, where, when, how, all the details and stuff. And yeah, we can start a conversation, see what happens.
And as for the would I like an anime/animation adaptation?
Who wouldn't?
I mean, come on, it's not like I was like dreaming about that while writing it or anything. Like Babaka. Like, no, I didn't totally
Studio
mentally cast,
Madhouse,
like characters.
makes first season adaptation of young author's book. Started from the bottom, now we're here. That would be so cool. Bilgewater Blues asks, as someone who plays a legitimate sport, Caleb, and as someone who spent hours of time on a video game, Jacob, like, you know, what was that game? Dota 2, yeah. Do you guys consider competitive gaming / esports as a real sport? Yes. What do you think about the possibility of esports being included in the Olympics? Cool.
Awesome.
I don't know how it would work exactly.
I almost feel like it would be better to have some sort of like separated Olympics for esports kind of a thing, because if you think about the Olympics and where they started, it was the whole idea of the Olympian of, you know, doing stuff that requires to be in great physical shape, and I guess that's a different kind of shape because it's like reaction time and things like that.
Yeah, I think it
know.
very much makes sense for it to be in there. The main thing that is going to be the problem with the Olympics is not selling the general public on this being a legitimate sport. It's going to be that the audience that generally watches the Olympics won't necessarily be the audience that watches the esports bit.
Yeah.
So you need to find some cool distribution way in order to make it work. I would think just partnering up with Twitch and making it just a big event hosted by the Olympics makes more sense than having it be at the physical location of the Olympics and all these other things.
That too.
So in that way, it would be separate, but also part of the Olympics. Do you think it belongs there? I would say
it could.
It definitely could. It's just a thing of like how will it be implemented.
Pepper Kun, if you play Super Smash Bros, who do you guys main?
Okay, so Jacob is a filthy Zelda main. Now let me explain here. We played Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah.
The second one.
And fun fact, when I swore off video games, that was the one video game I made an exception for because that game is amazing.
So here's the thing. Jacob knows that Sheik is better. He knows that Sheik is better.
And I can play Sheik
He can play Sheik just fine. But the thing is that he will taunt you so bad by just being like, oh, are you good? You think you're good? That's cool. I'm just gonna beat you with Zelda. Like, I'm never even gonna transform. You don't deserve my final form. You don't deserve this
so
Toblerone
much fun
ninja.
to just be like floating around and like they come at you and you're just like waiting for them to come at you, and then you just figure some way to just avoid their attacks enough, and then
just destroy
magic kick them into oblivion.
Yeah. So I am a Captain Falcon main.
Oh, not Marth.
Marth, I am totally able to. The thing was, I played this game way more than Jacob did.
He did. He really did.
I probably have basic ability with about 8 of the Smash Bros. Characters.
And by basic ability, he means I could
beat
most
the
people
average person
consistently
100% of the time with these 8 players, and then I could go to a tournament and probably get like 10th place or less consistently.
Depending on the size of the tournament.
Depending on the size of the tournament and how good it is. I've done a couple of them, and I did okay. But when I'm not going to play Marth, because I think Marth is a little bit basic, Captain Falcon is my go-to because he's so fast.
He is.
I love bullying you off the edge. Like, once you're over the edge and you're out there, you're dead. Like, it's over, buddy. Like, you're not coming back to touch the ledge. I'm all about that edge guarding. It's mean. Blazing Darkness. Who is stronger, Mr. Snipe or Aizawa? Well, stronger. Physically?
Yeah, so, well, I
Physically
think,
or just quirk potential and just combat ability?
I think if they were to fight in a fight, Aizawa would lose because Snipe has a gun. You can't anti-quirk the gun.
Right.
So that's an issue.
So the question is, are these people like opponents, and then basically their whole life exists to stop the other person?
Or is it something where it's like, who's more useful? Like, because Aizawa clearly has way more utility. Like,
yeah, I think that if it came down to physical strength, Aizawa would win because that's just what he does. He has to get physical.
He is Batman.
Yeah. Snipe, however, has a perfect counter to Aizawa in his gun.
Right.
The question is that his ability, Snipe, I think, is some kind of aim assist, some kind of like ability to hit his target, really well. If Aizawa was stopping that, would Snipe
does he have enough
to...
natural honed ability with aiming to be able to still hit him?
Yeah,
who knows?
It's a good question. I think that they both. I think that Aizawa beats most people 1v1 because their quirk just is what they rely on all the time. But Snipe
would know that that's his quirk and all that stuff.
Right. So yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Kartika Santi, silly question. I know that you just published the Rate Your Waifus video, but Phaeton and Levi, which one is your personal favorite?
Levi. Like,
we've spent way more time with him.
Yeah, we've spent way more time with Levi, and here's the other thing that I think is really important. They're both badass, right? And they both have very similar designs, proportions, and hairstyles. But I feel like Levi is a lot more chill. Like, he doesn't worry. People don't get under his skin. And that just generally, like, in my mind, makes a character cooler,
Yeah. I think that also...
Plus, I've read the manga.
One of the things that helps with Levi is that he was published in story-related animation things recently. So his moves and all of his beautiful attacks and everything are all in really glorious modern animation. Yeah. And it's... so beautiful.
Here's the other thing. With the case of Levi, right? Because the setting for Levi to demonstrate his badassery was in a situation where even the good people would just get punked, right? That was basically a way to just elevate it more. Him. So it's like, are you even human? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah, I think this is a fair comparison because they're similar in design. But if I wanted to compare someone that I would put on in the Phantom Troop in particular and say, like, do I like them more than Levi? It would be like Machi, Nobunaga, Uvogin. Like, those are the side characters of the Phantom Troop that I would probably say I like more so in a lot of ways than Levi.
Yeah, I mean, they are really good.
I mean, Uvogin is kind of easy to say that I like him more than Levi. But like Nobunaga, I really liked him. Machi, I really liked her.
Yeah, she's really cool.
I mean, if we put Hisoka on there, Hisoka would just win. The main thing to remember about Levi is there's not much story surrounding his character outside of that OVA I haven't seen yet.
Right, and but talking about Levi's character, the one thing that I have to bring up, even I'll keep this quick, but
not manga spoiler.
No, this is from season 1. I love that part where basically he has his whole squad die, and the one person is basically angry and and complaining and all that stuff, and they're freaking out, and he ends up giving him Petra's
patch.
Patch, right?
Of the scouts.
Right,
stuff.
to basically, be like, okay.
Well, he lied. He said, I got your friend's patch.
Yeah, right,
and
right.
You realize that wasn't his patch. He couldn't have gotten it.
It's the idea that when literally everyone is rightfully so losing it.
Yeah.
He still holds it together.
There's another part also in season 1 where there's a soldier who's dying, and we had just shown that he got blood all over his hands, and he's like, oh, this is disgusting.
Right.
Then he goes to this guy, and the guy's dying.
Right.
And there's someone there comforting him, and he's like, Captain, was my sacrifice worth it? And he grabs his hand. It's bloody, and he grasps it so hard. He's just like, yes, yes, it was. And it's this moment which is like, okay, that's pretty obvious, kind of cool character depth setup. It's like, yeah, you set it up, you executed, it works. But the thing is that is reinforcing again what you see later with the whole Petra thing. So it's a consistency to his character that is actual depth.
Consistency in a world where that should not even exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Phaeton doesn't have the luxury of getting the screen time necessary to go deep into his character beyond his power. So Levi is the obvious winner.
Yeah.
Hey guys, that is the end of the questions. Remember to leave a question in the comments below.
Right.
And that will get answered in the next podcast, which will be 2 weeks from now because we're going
RTX.
to RTX.
See
and it's going to be
us there.
so cool. Yes, so see us there. Follow our social medias. If you're in the Discord, get into the conventions channel and we'll talk about things there. If you are on our Patreon already, you already have access to the Discord. So please get on there. And we'll chat with you then. But until the next one, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time after RTX. Woo!